So your actual name on YouTube.
Nah, man, I don't want to do that.
See, that's so much bullshit, dude.
Nah, dog, because everybody in town is watching these podcasts, so
Yeah.
I honestly might just start doing change my voice.
Change your voice to what?
Nah, just be anonymous up here, just be talking my shit, because I feel like
because you might get whacked.
Everybody in Taylorsville is like, oh, let's watch what this guy's all about.
That's perfect.
They're
gonna do that
really, because remember,
I'm pretty sure the cops watch this.
Do they?
I don't give a fuck.
Shout out to the police department.
Shout out to the cops.
Yeah, shout out to PD.
Shout out to the cops. You know any cops?
Not very well, no.
So, did we start already? So we didn't really do our intro or anything.
What intro?
Just us being. Welcome to
This is the intro.
The problem is that. So
let's hear it.
I'm watching myself on camera.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking so scrumptious, but that's all I'm looking at. So it's weird.
Don't look at it.
I try to
you have to just act like you're not in the picture right there.
I don't know, man. I gotta have the proper angle,
That's just to brother, you're fine. Don't even sweat it. Don't even think about it. Every time that I see you now with that blue and the red, you remind me of a proton and a neutron.
Proton and neutron. There
you are Jimmy Proton and Neutron.
There you go. That's what I am.
Holy shit.
Are we gonna introduce our beautiful guest here, or are we just gonna act like she's just wearing a purple thingamajig there?
Yeah, well,
just disappeared.
My hat's actually teal, so I am the beautiful guest.
Oh shit! Funny guy.
Okay, what's your name? Go ahead. Social security number. Come on.
Come on. We
Address.
We need it all. We're
going down the list.
Where you last resided.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything.
Your sign. What's your sign?
What's your sign?
I'm a Scorpio.
Oh,
really?
My goodness.
I don't know the difference between any of them.
Oh, you don't? Yeah. Oh, let me tell you.
Because it doesn't make a fuck.
Yeah, it does. 100%. Listen.
Okay.
That's one thing. One of the things that people don't realize is that astrology. You could never have somebody that knows astrology that in depth. Astrology is so in depth that there's no one here on earth that has the full understanding of astrology.
Nobody.
If you obviously people.
No, you know who does?
Who?
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, no, fuck that motherfucker.
Shout the fuck out.
Nah, fuck him.
We're shouting out everybody on this.
Yeah.
I shout out everybody. Last one, it was Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, shout out to Epstein living his life in Israel.
Go on.
Why, we gotta send him some love?
Nah, absolutely not. You know what? Shout out to
love.
We gotta heal the world. Just give
We are.
Yeah,
exactly.
Shout out to Diddy.
Shout out to Diddy.
He's in Cape Verde right now, chilling.
He needs a lot of love.
He needs a lot of love.
No, I think he got too much love.
That's too much love.
I don't know if that was love he was getting.
He was getting.
Then what was he getting if it wasn't?
Power.
Power.
Yeah.
Yes.
Power and humiliation.
Ego. Stroked.
Yeah.
He got more than his ego stroked.
No,
Bad choice of words.
Did you read about how 50 Cent's ex-wife or his baby mom's all of a sudden turns out that she was a sex worker and getting paid on a monthly retainer
from
Diddy?
There you go, bro.
Wow. No, you got to just get in here, buddy. You got to get in here.
Buddy, we got to see. You got to show it, Seth.
Everyone knows who this is.
You got to show it in 4K. This is literally in 4K. Back it up a little bit.
Look at that.
You got to wait. Wow. You got to wait till it.
Seth, put your other hand behind.
Yeah, put your other hand behind it. Holy shit.
Buddy.
Let's get this shit going.
Seth, look at that handsome man. That man looks so sexy in 4K.
Handsome young fellow.
Wow, my goodness.
Maybe if it'll focus in on you.
This guy should work at Rushing Mountain Brews. You'd be great behind the bar.
Maybe push it up to the. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, look at that. Wow,
and
my goodness.
See how it just focused on you instead of the fucking drink?
All of us.
You're such a badass.
All of us are just now shadows of those beautiful eyes. We're so excited.
I'm edging right now.
You're edging right now?
I'm edging to Seth.
Yeah, look. Okay, you got to explain it to her.
What, edging?
It's butterscotch mixed with sour apple and grenadine, which is cherry juice.
Okay. Okay.
And it's also got caramel on the rim of it, and that's what's making all those beads stay on there, so it looks like a Christmas wreath.
Wow, that's
You
impressive.
see, that's why he's A1
A1
at Brushy Mountain Brews.
Yeah.
He
A1.
He works the mornings, 11 to 6. Thursday to Sunday. Is that what your new schedule is?
Shout the fuck out.
Shout out. But yo, I
Shout
heard
the
that.
fuck out.
But anyways, let's go back to our guest here.
Yeah.
Hello,
So,
Rebecca.
anyways, Jeffrey Epstein and Diddy.
And Diddy.
There you go.
Yeah. Shout out. But anyways,
Shout out. Yeah.
Let's find out some more about yourself.
We want to hear
there,
everything
Missy.
about you.
You want to know what's
Everything
going
on
on.
the list.
Everything.
Three-
Every single thing. Yes.
We might
everything.
need some more episodes for that.
Uh-oh.
No.
It's
Then we're
be
gonna
a
have to
long
fit
one.
it all in this one.
Would you like to try some of it? Just half? We'll do half and half.
Just a little
I'll,
baby sip?
I'll take the green, or you take the green, I take the red?
Sure.
Go ahead. All right.
Try it.
Actually, let me drink it.
Oh, yeah, right. Carson
me
doesn't
take
drink.
some.
Carson doesn't drink. That's him talking shit when he says that. Hey, can I have a beer?
Hey, dude, that's why I don't go to the damn bar. Because I never get served there.
They never.
Nobody even asks me if I want anything to drink.
You don't like it?
They don't know.
They do.
No, they don't.
Their intuition's kicking in.
Yeah, they're like, oh, this guy doesn't drink.
They're like, oh, we know his sign. He doesn't drink.
Are we gonna sip? Like, we're gonna like just like share it?
Baby
Like, a little-
sip?
Sure.
Baby sip. Baby sip.
The
Baby sip. Baby
fuck?
sip.
A shot? Baby sip a shot?
Yeah.
I'm about to tweak
Yeah.
and geek.
You want some more? Yeah, we'll put it right here.
We'll
There it
put it
is.
there, yeah.
There it is. Wow.
It's a sipper.
Wow.
That's sexy. We love it. It's just
That
like,
is nice.
It is. It's just. Anyways, okay.
Yeah,
so
let's hear everything.
what
Where do you
brought
live?
Hold on. What brought you? First
What's
of
your
all,
address?
yo, actually, her address is fire. Like,
Okay, let's hear it.
cool location. Great location. Great location. Probably, honestly, probably.
Honestly? You're about to say it.
honestly. You ready?
Yeah.
You ready for it?
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I actually
You got
we
it.
communicated
Telepathically.
there telepathically.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, I got it.
Her spot is probably one of the best views I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's impressive.
Crazy.
Okay.
No, it's sick. Probably our next episode is probably going to be there, right?
Okay. Yeah. And with the view in the background.
With the view in the background.
In 4K. We got it in 4K now.
Oh.
Fuck it.
And we'll do a sound healing.
A
as well.
sound healing? What
Yeah,
is a
bro.
sound healing?
Oh, you don't know what that is?
Explain.
Okay. So there's these bowls that are created, right? And that they create sound and vibration and whatnot. And they have a stick or sometime whatever else they use, and they maneuver it and activate the energy, and it's really cool, and it sounds amazing, and it feels amazing, and it's just like great.
For like meditation.
Yeah. But just to
Different
balance your
sound.
your chakras and your it's a bunch of different shit.
Yeah. Do you shave your armpits?
I do. Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
What about your legs?
I do.
What about your snatch? You don't? I'm just wondering if you're a granola girl or not.
Because of the sound healing.
A granola girl? What the fuck is a granola girl? Please explain what
They
a
don't
granola
shave,
girl is.
eat all three, any of those.
What? They don't shave, they eat granola, and what else? What's the
No,
third?
they don't shave those three spots. Those three like
okay.
three like feminine spots.
So then what do you call them?
That
if
culturally they're supposed to shave.
what do you call it if they only shave two of them and not three? Or one of three?
I know. I feel like you're putting me in a box.
Yeah, you really
A
are.
box.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I'm just
Like-
going along with like the cultural norms.
What cultural norms
Like if
are you
we
talking
was in
about?
Europe, you know, maybe it would be okay. Maybe it would be different if you didn't shave your legs or, you know, any of those other ones.
Yeah. I mean.
You see what I'm saying? But like in the United States, it's the cultural norm for women to shave.
Okay.
What? You think I'm fucking lying?
I mean,
Am
yeah,
am
guess.
I wrong? If I ever say anything that's wrong, you tell me.
I grew up definitely.
Bring your
feeling
mic a little
that was-
closer.
Yeah, I need to bring your mic here. Look, there you
I
go.
grew up and that was definitely the norm.
Okay.
Yeah. But then I think that there's people that like they want to break that and go against that and be like, well, if a guy can have hair, like, why is a girl's hair like gross? Like, why is that gross? Like, what is that?
Listen, I don't mind a little peach fuzz. You know what I'm saying? But like, if
why
if
is
your
it not-
legs look like mine, I'm like, nah, we good.
So do you consider you're not gross though? Are you?
Yeah,
What
nah, of
makes
course
it
not.
about
But
it being on me. That
Okay,
makes it
it's
gross?
because like
it doesn't. It's not that it's
it's
no.
because
Hold on.
yeah,
hold
go
on,
ahead.
hold on.
Sure.
So it's not. It's not that it just, you know, if two legs rub together and they're both hairy, you're causing friction and it's electric, and so it's a lot of energy. We don't need that.
And if both legs are shaved, then
There's no friction.
There's more friction.
And if there's one shaved and one not, there's less friction there. So it's just all science.
Okay, well that's
know
not
about
what I
that.
was
I
gonna
think you
go
made that
with. Okay, I was gonna go with the more sexual polarity aspect. Like there's masculine and then there's feminine, and then you just enhance both of them by going through because feminine you think of more soft, and men you think of more
Rugged.
Yeah. So then that's why it makes more polarity there.
That's interesting. That's an interesting way to look at it.
I can see that, but I also think that there's so much more to being feminine or having that feminine. Like guys can be feminine and be hairy, so it's not.
Guys can be feminine, be hairy.
Yeah.
Like if they're gay.
No.
Then what?
We all have feminine and masculine in us.
Absolutely.
That's
I definitely
true.
agree with that.
That's true.
But there's like a certain percentage,
And hair makes you.
and the hair kind of
Less.
matches it.
Okay.
the hair matches it.
If you would. Actually, that's not really true. That's not really actually true. I'm just speaking from a cultural perspective because, like I said, in Europe, it's more, females don't really shave.
I mean, I don't know about
As
that. I mean,
much,
listen.
as much.
In Berlin, they may not, but if you're looking at other parts of Europe, like Western Europe, like the Western European is more influenced to not shave than places like Eastern Europe.
Oh yeah, well,
Right?
all the Western world is directly reflected by the United States. So usually, whatever the United States does, everybody else follows in the Western world.
No, actually,
For the most part.
No, it's actually the other way around.
Why,
It's actually what Europe does.
brother? That is not true.
What? I mean, look at what? What are you talking about? Look at fashion.
That
Look
is
at
not
art.
true.
What?
Fashion and art, it's
Yeah,
all
bro.
from America now.
No, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, stop it. Don't speak with me on this subject. I'm telling you. I'm
Yeah.
really an expert in this shit. Nah, dog. Everything comes, I'm telling you, everything comes, all of the arts, music, everything else, like.
Music, no.
Well, no, not
music.
music. Well,
Fashion,
yes.
I could see
No, no,
fashion
no.
because of Italy and France.
House music.
That's the
like
only-
electronic music, 30 million%. It comes from, so it's.
But electronic music is not up even at the top of the leaderboard whenever it comes to like genres
Europe?
of music. No, in the world, genres of music listened to. It first of all is probably right now it's hip hop rap.
No.
Second of all, it's
Nope.
pop.
Nope. Wrong.
Yeah, it is.
You're 100% wrong.
Prove me wrong.
It's actually reggaeton. Look it up.
Reggaeton.
I kid you not. Let's look it up. Spotify.
Maybe as of 2024, has something changed? Because I've
No, so I'll tell you
I
why.
haven't looked at it in probably like 6 months or so.
So here's the thing. The reason why all of these reggaeton artists are getting crazy numbers, like Spotify numbers.
Probably like Bad Bunny. Okay, Bad Bunny because it appeals also to
Right.
America because just the
Bad
beat.
Bunny, J Balvin, Fade, all those guys.
Exactly. Okay, I see
And
what you're saying
No,
now.
no, no. But actually, that's not it. So what's it is the reason why they're having this crazy push on places like Spotify, YouTube, and all that shit is because 99% of people in Central and South America have Spotify and YouTube, and they stream like crazy. Like it's very different. The way. It could be culturally or whatever it is, but the way that they use Spotify and YouTube is like 6 to 8 times more than we as Americans do. And so
That must have just changed in the past year.
no, it's been changing for a while. Because
it's been hip hop rap for the past.
I mean, yeah,
Probably
yeah.
decade.
But it's been
Probably the past decade.
So the record labels have all they were I mean, I'm not trying to get into no conspiracies, but anyways, like they know the agenda that they're pushing. So I actually read a full report on this a while ago, like mobile first and all this other stuff, because most people in Central and South America or Latin America don't have access to a computer, but they have access to cell phones and so smartphones, and so their smartphone usage is like twofold more than what people do here in the U.S. And so that report came out in like 2017, and so I think there was a part of that where they realized that that demographic has crazy numbers, and so like on YouTube and Spotify, and so obviously Spotify in 2017 didn't exist, but especially YouTube. But I saw a more recent report where they said that Spotify itself explained that most people, Latin America, they're very fashion. Nah, what do you call it? What do you call people that are?
You're going ham over there, buddy.
People that are trend followers. Like trend followers,
like bandwagon people,
trend followers or whatever it is. Like there's a word. It's the word in Spanish. I'm just.
I have no idea.
But basically, like people there, like in Colombia, for example, if there's a new style, like let's just say like pantyhose on your head. Everybody wears pantyhose.
In where?
In Colombia. Like I'm talking specifically in Colombia because I have the experience there. Like if yellow moccasins are in, then that's cool, and that's what's happening in Europe and what they're wearing. Every single motherfucker in the city wears the same shit. Like you go out and you see the style in everyone because everyone wears the exact same thing, and they wear the same thing, they do the same thing, they listen to the same thing. It's really crazy.
Well, I was speaking like just in general. Like I don't think that's a direct reflection of the culture in a whole. I think coming from just that one place.
Well,
whereas in America,
but the thing is, so it's funny because there's the larger influences, which are America and Europe, and then there's a smaller sub influences, and it's based off of region and countries too. So it's like Colombians are like the cool Latin Americans.
Fads. That's what I think. That's what you said.
Okay, yeah, I guess fads. You can say that. Yeah. But then like the Colombians are like the cool Latin Americans. So everyone, come on, everybody knows. Stop playing. Ain't nobody fucking hang out with.
Is he just saying that because he's Colombian?
I mean, absolutely not. Are you kidding me? What? Ask anyone you know. Ask anyone that. Well, you don't really know too many Colombians.
I don't know anybody.
We're cool motherfuckers. And so we're the trendy ones. We're the ones that all the art is coming from us. All the sound, all the music. Yeah,
brother.
All of the in Latin America. I'm not talking about.
Okay, I probably could have. Whenever it comes to art and fashion, most certainly I can agree with like Italy, France, and Spain because
it's Italy, France, Germany.
Well, art, Germany, yeah, art, but fashion, Spain, Italy, France, and Spain. But art, yeah, Germany, most definitely, because Germany is like a big hub, especially like Berlin. That's a big hub for art. But France,
Berlin is a hub for debauchery. That's what it is. But
France, most definitely. But like modern art,
I have not known.
I think modern art is like, I think most of it derived like whenever Picasso came a thing, and like Dali. Well, Dali is more of a surrealist, but like Picasso, that was a real shift whenever it comes to modern art of how modern art is nowadays. And then of course you got Andy Warhol and Basquiat. I think those are like some prime figures whenever it comes to modern art that really.
Where the fuck is my phone?
You good, bro? You don't need the phone.
Yo, bro,
podcast.
When it's brushy bruise time, the phone's got to always be available.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah, but sometimes you might get into a little switcheroo, and you start scrolling.
But
Can't have
anyways,
that.
I think we want to know more about Rebecca here. So
Yeah, sorry, Rebecca. Go ahead.
Rebecca, so hold
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Wait.
What is
So
your
we wanna
address
know.
again? Come on.
Yes, okay,
I
great.
want to know more about you.
Me?
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm just the guy.
He's just the guy.
I'm just the guy.
He's the guy.
Painter.
So
Yeah, I'm the painter.
So he's the only really cool person here in Taylorsville. Like,
That's actually true.
That's born and raised here, kind of
No,
shit.
that's actually true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Born and raised.
Born and raised.
Yeah. It's pretty spooky, ain't it?
Why don't you? I'm wondering like how you lost the accent or never had it. to
What
begin with.
accent?
What
You don't think I have an accent?
I have a southern accent.
No, I definitely do. Whenever I talk to people from, up north especially, they
Up north?
notice. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm from New Hampshire and I don't hear it.
You don't hear my accent?
My
You're
accent.
Well,
like
no.
exaggerating
It's
My
maybe because I'm
accent.
more conscious of it now, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know. I read a lot, so maybe I guess once you become more literate, maybe your accent and
Do you watch a lot of movies?
No, I don't like to watch movies. I actually
neither.
hate movies.
Yeah.
For the most part, there's like a select few movies that like modern movies, any movies that are made past like 2010, maybe 15. Trash, all garbage.
Yep.
They look nice. They look really good. They're really well produced and well directed, but whenever it comes to plot and just everything within the movie, the substance, it is not okay. It's
I know.
trash.
Yep. And it gets worse and worse. Don't you
Yeah.
notice that every year movies get gorier and crazier and everything? Because they're desensitizing you to the fact.
It's not good. And more sexual too.
And more sexual.
In all movies.
They're
now.
trying to bring back Sodom and Gomorrah. That's what it is.
That actually might be true.
I mean, it absolutely is true. That's because the
Yeah.
people that control shit. That's what their goal is. They got to bring back the second Messiah.
Yeah.
How do you do it? Through
How do you do
debauchery.
it? Are you with it?
She's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not talking about this. I don't know.
Do you believe in the
Anyways.
Bible?
Good question. It's a Bible Belt question.
It's a Bible Belt question.
That's what everyone asks you at the bar. Like,
I think that
That's what everybody asks you at the bar?
yeah.
You said what?
I think that it's constantly being reinterpreted, and so like what the Bible actually maybe means is like very different than the way we understand it today.
Yeah. Why do you say that?
Because it's like playing telephone with someone, or like you whisper in
Yep.
someone's ear and then they say it and then they say it, and it's like constantly changing just a little bit.
Yeah. I can agree with that. I can definitely agree with that. To an extent.
Well, yeah. I mean, because you think about it. Look at how many versions of the Bible that are translated. Like there's
That's what I don't
hundreds-
get. Like the sub-religions of Christianity. Or just not even Christianity because the Bible was the Torah, which is all Hebrew.
Well,
That's the Old Testament, which is the
the
Torah.
Old Testament, right?
And then there was the New Testament that came a few hundred years later. And then that had to been translated from Hebrew to
Well, it wasn't
Greek.
It wasn't Hebrew. It was Aramaic.
Greek.
It's Aramaic that it was originally written in.
Are you sure?
100%.
It wasn't originally made
Hebrew.
in
No,
Hebrew.
it's Aramaic. It was
Why
in
do you say that?
It was in Aramaic, then it was translated into Hebrew, and then from Hebrew it was translated down. But
To
the
Greek.
original writing of it was Aramaic.
I did not know that.
I know, it's okay. This is why we're here. We do, learning with Chris.
Learning with Chris.
No, but come on, all right. We really actually want to know more about Rebecca and what
We are.
brought
That's why
her
we're asking these
here.
questions.
So
You don't believe in the Bible? You do, but you don't.
No, I do. I do.
Do you have a biblical values?
I
he said,
believe
"Do you
in
have
God.
biblical values?" Okay.
Huh?
I do believe in God.
Okay. You believe in a higher power? Do you believe in the Christianity God?
I feel like there's a lot of similarities.
Between your God and the Christianity God?
I think it's all one God.
It's all the same God.
It's all the same God.
It's
It is.
all the same.
It's all the same God. It's
but
all
it's viewed different.
And interpreted in different ways. Like we all have our own life experiences, the way we view the world based on our experiences. So it's like you read something, you're gonna see it, understand it differently than someone else. And I think it's more open. Like I don't want to say this is like all Christians or Christianity, but I
Christians.
sometimes like
Christian,
you
holy
put
shit.
so much like, oh, God's gonna give me this, God's gonna do that, and then when God doesn't do that, or when someone passes away, it's like they lose faith in God. And so like, I don't know, I just feel like,
Oh yeah, I've had more in-depth conversations about stuff like that because I'm curious. I was curious about shit like that because, you know, why would you pray for something so much and then it not happen and then you like lose your faith? But I think it's like God's plan.
I think it's like,
It's in
Or
God.
maybe you're not praying to the right God.
No.
I think you have to learn that like God's gonna give you what you need, and so
Exactly.
it's like you might be praying for something, but like still be open to it turning into something else.
But
Right.
maybe you're praying for something selfishly.
Redirection. I think it's all about redirection. It's like properly knowing how to understand that maybe at the moment that wasn't what you wanted, wasn't conducive for your well-being, you know,
And
for
your
your
growth
well-being and
and
your
what you
growth
need.
and whatnot.
Yeah, what you
So-
want and what you need is two different things.
Yeah.
And not even that, what you want and what's in God's plan is
Right.
maybe not aligned.
Right, like what your mission is.
Yeah.
What you're meant to learn.
What you're meant to learn. What do you think you're meant to learn?
I just gotta keep living. I'll find out.
You just go along with the flow.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the truth. It really is about just riding the wave of life.
Riding
Like,
the wave
rave of life.
The rave. It's a
The-
fucking rave.
The rave of life.
I
No,
like
but,
that. Raven.
but it's true though. It's, if you were to look at it, it's like, you know, like there's always going to be ups and there's always going to be downs, and it's like you have to learn how to be okay when we're low and be great when we're high and enjoy it and whatever it is. But I think it's just a cycle. There's
Yeah.
never going to be a point where you're going to be like, oh, I've made it, or like I'm done, or this is what I was supposed to do. And it's always ever changing. That's my opinion. Like there's, you know, it's like the goalpost always
Yeah.
gets moved a couple of yards every time you succeed on the next one. It's the next one. Oh, it's the next. It's the next. It's the next journey. There really is a level of ascension. It's really just learning. If you learn the lesson that you were given, you move up. If you learn that next lesson, you move up. If
Yeah,
you
for
learn
sure.
you know, and if you don't, you're going to continue spiraling in that same situation or whatever you need to learn out of it.
Yeah.
You
Also, thinking about it as like perception too, because it has a lot to do with perception and how you perceive like the ups and downs.
Right.
Because there may be downs, but you can also perceive it as it also being, you know, a good thing.
Yeah, something
Like a
that-
bad experience is also a good experience because you learn from it.
Oh yeah. Oh no. See, I see that differently. I'm like, give me the bad experiences. Like I would
for
pray,
sure.
I pray to God, and I'm always like, yo, give me the worst shit.
For
Give
sure.
give it to me all. Like just
Because you
dump it on me.
learn for real. You
Like-
learn real fast.
Give me all that. Like
Most definitely.
make it the worst situation possible so I can learn from it,
Bro,
and it'll never happen again.
Like the conversation that we was having the other day. Whenever I started working at Bojangles, a long
you
ass
worked at
time ago.
Bojangles,
Bro, I've told you this
The-
3 or
the
4 times.
Bojiggity?
Yes,
You worked at
Bojangles.
the Bojiggity.
I worked at Bojangles for like
Yo,
2 or 3 years.
what did you do, though?
Whenever
What
I
did you-
was
what-
15, 16, 17.
what did you do? What was your role? Were you
I-
the fucking fry maker? We just
Dude, I did
sitting
it.
back there like.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm about to tell you.
Okay,
You
good.
let
See,
me
I knew
finish.
it. I knew it.
It was a bit of everything because whenever they hired me, they didn't have anybody. They didn't have anybody in the back. So there was a bunch of different separate jobs. There was somebody that does biscuits, somebody that makes the chicken, somebody that fries everything, and then somebody that is on the grill, and then somebody that wraps the food.
So there's just one person rapping.
That
Like,
was
that's
me.
all they do.
I was doing everything whenever they hired me because there was just a manager in the back and it was just me. And then the manager would be taking the orders and everything because they lost everybody because they got new management and then everybody left. So
Almost felt like it almost happened. That's what almost happened to me.
well, they got new management because the guy that was there, he was fucking everything up to begin with, and I actually got the ass end of that because
Because it was just you in the back just doing
Well,
everything.
anyways, the moral of the story was they put me on in there whenever it was the most busiest time, and then I had to do everything. And at one point, they wanted me to be a manager, and I was like, "Fuck that! You can give me a raise, and I'll do the majority of the shit, but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna be a manager, because the managers got paid salary, and then they would have to work 60 hours a week, and
fuck that.
What did you learn from that?
What I learned from that experience is that whenever you are put in a position to do the hardest of work, the workload amount that you can handle, or even more than you can handle, then you learn how to consistently do that workload more often. So then whenever it's the hardest, if you get the hardest that you can possibly have in that moment, then later on down the road, whenever you have a hard moment, it's not going to be as hard as that other moment, because you've already went through the hardest moment that you can possibly go through. So you know how to deal with it, first of all. And second of all, you're emotionally ready for whenever something like that does happen going down the road.
I completely agree with that.
That's why
100%.
I say that whenever I had that bad shroom trip, I talk about it all the time on the podcast. It was the worst experience of my whole entire life. It was very fucking scary. It was the most scared I've ever been. I actually thought that I was going to die.
Did you really?
Yeah, I swear to God. I swear to God that I was 100% sure that I was going to die that night.
How many mushrooms did you take?
Like 4.5 grams. Yeah.
Have you ever taken them since?
Oh, hell no. No, absolutely not. Do you take mushrooms?
No. No.
Are you answering for her?
No. I thought you were asking me the question. I don't.
So, do you take mushrooms?
I wouldn't say that I take them, but I do believe a lot in their healing abilities. But yeah, I do. I would say I think that there's a lot of potential for healing.
Yeah, most definitely. Have you learned anything from them?
No. No, because I haven't gone really down that route. I've been really doing a lot of more like research on it and seeing like trials and.
Most definitely. Yeah. They say it's very, very good. Like for depression, they say it basically cures depression a lot of the times.
My friend was very involved in he was a former Marine, and he was in Iraq. And he was like in infantry, and so he went through a lot of crazy shit. Yeah. And he actually did he start on mushrooms? I think he started with ayahuasca. No, I think he started on mushrooms. And he got on a regimen of mushrooms, and he completely
lost his shit.
No, changed his life. Like he.
That happened to me.
He no longer. I don't know whether in a good way though, because he went from having this intense PTSD to now being completely okay.
Yeah,
and he did a lot of the mushroom stuff, but then he got really, really deep into ayahuasca, and he did he's done over. I think over 100 ayahuasca trips. Yeah. More than that. And one of the things that he told me about all the experience in total was that he basically lived his entire ascension of his soul. Like he
in like 30
saw
seconds.
No. This is every trip he was a different being. And he saw from when he was a roach or whatever, if I recall what it was that he was initially. Yeah. Up until
like you see the whole evolution of yourself.
Yeah, basically.
And you're talking with Mother Nature.
Like all of your all of your lifetimes. I don't know. I mean, he did over 100 something, and he was just one day he was a lion. Like the next time he was this, the next time he was that, the next time he was that. It was really, really intense.
See,
really crazy.
I'm not a very big advocate of drugs like that though. I do believe that there is good in them, but I've seen several people just not outside of research. I know that there are the research stories, but just through actual experience, I've seen actual real people that I know take too much acid or shrooms, and they've been fucked up ever since.
But you know why that is?
They've been not right in the head ever since.
You know why that is?
Why? Because they wasn't stable to begin with.
Yeah, they were already initially not stable, and they had
most definitely.
Yeah, and they were in a negative lower vibration.
Basically, just enhances however whatever
you are.
path you're going on to begin with.
And if you're in the intention that you're doing it in, so
Right.
if you're just like,
Most
I want to forget
definitely.
all my problems, I want to get fucked up,
Yeah.
versus like I'm going in this like with
On this journey.
Yeah,
this
that's what
specific
we started doing. Like we started doing acid before we ever did shrooms, and that's what we thought. We thought that we was going to be ready for shrooms because we took
That's
acid a
crazy.
lot.
That's crazy that you took acid first and then mushrooms.
that's surprising
That's
to me,
crazy.
too.
Oh yeah, bro. We took a
Because-
lot of LSD before then. We took we took it about 10 times. We got like a couple different sheets beforehand, and we took it a lot. And we had pretty good experiences. There was a couple times where, because they get pretty rough in the middle of the trip, because it lasts for like 12, 16 hours.
Yeah, that's
And it gets rough. Like whenever it starts really whenever the peak, it's rough. It's it's bad. It can be bad, but I mean, I think the acid is more usually, it's more serotonin based, if you would. So it's more, it's more
Yeah.
it increases your dopamine more if you allow it to.
Oh,
It can.
you gonna say something?
Yeah, what's up?
I just think it's also like it's scarier because of what things can be mixed with or laced with.
Yeah,
now, too.
I think
do you mean?
acid. I think if you were
like
to choose,
fentanyl being like in something like
Oh,
you don't
yeah.
think in, then yeah,
Most definitely.
it's like scarier.
Well,
now.
you can get with LSD. You can get testers on like Amazon. You can get LSD testers to
Yeah.
make sure that it's actually.
I was never
lysergic acid.
I was never someone. I didn't take acid too much. I had a crazy. The first time I ever did it.
Yeah, that shit's wild, dude.
The first time I ever did it, I was at Brooklyn Mirage. I was at Brooklyn Mirage. Do you know Brooklyn Mirage? Didn't you live in Brooklyn?
I
for a while?
did, but
What year did you live in Brooklyn? From what year to what year?
Oh, I was there like 2012 to 18 or something.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so Brooklyn Mirage wasn't really a thing too much back then, but so Brooklyn Mirage is like a huge venue in New York City, in Brooklyn. It holds about 10,000 people. It's an outdoor venue. It's probably the best club between that and Space in Miami. They're the best venues for house music in the United States. And so I was there. I don't even remember, but all I remember was I took that first time, and this was the closing party in the summer, right before September 29th of 2019. So it was the last party before COVID. And so obviously no one knew COVID was coming, but it was a very intense party. There was a DJ, his name was Dixon. What an insane, like I just got goosebumps. Like what an insane experience, because that was
Because who knew Dixon was going to be there?
Yo, who knew Dixon was going to be there? I actually didn't know he was going to be there. And
That's
I'm
what
glad
made
he
it
did.
so intense. Was
Because-
Dixon?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Let me
He
tell
was
you,
the man.
Ame Dixon. These two guys, Ame and Dixon, they're both German. What a musical experience!
What a fucking experience!
These guys are crazy. Like I've seen basically every major DJ multiple times, and
But Dixon was the best.
Dixon never disappoints.
I'm experiencing it right now as you're telling it.
Never. I mean, honestly,
Yeah. I can see it in your eyes.
dude, like it was crazy. Like I got there. It was we were with friends, whatever it is. We were chilling. The acid popped, and it just showed it. I always tell people when it comes to my spiritual journey, that day is what I feel gave me a direct connection to God. Like after that day, my whole life was different. Because
Hell yeah.
because there was just this moment where I'm there with amongst the crowd and everything else, and something just hits the top of my head. Oh, something hits the top of my head and just
Tweets you out.
it was crazy. Like the
was
feeling
geeking.
I got through it. No, I really wasn't.
Was
'cause
you
I'm-
geeking or was you locked in?
I was super locked in.
Okay.
I was locked in because it got to the point where I realized while everyone's dancing, and I'm looking at everyone. I'm like, oh shit! Like this guy, like these guys are really controlling people. Like they were literally there. Dixon was mixing and doing whatever he was, and everyone else around me was a robot. Like everyone else around me was robotic.
NPCs. Yeah.
Right. And and I was like, oh shit. I was like, this is what they're doing. They're implanting all the shit they need to implant into people through the music and through the visuals. And everyone was tweaked the fuck out. Everybody was and you're seeing everybody, and you're seeing him like move like the I forgot what the knobs are, but they would move the knobs and the people would move with it. And I was like, holy shit. This is what they're doing.
But intentionally?
Of course. They were mind controlling them.
Nah.
Yeah.
I don't think that DJs are doing that intentionally.
Bro, are you crazy? I'm telling you,
I don't think that they're doing it consciously.
They may not necessarily know 100% what they're doing, but that's what's being done. Like
through music. Is that what you're saying?
Through the music, through the visuals, through the triangles, to whatever they're visualizing in there, they're implanting it into your thought. Like for example, you look at all of the big guys are like Afterlife is a party by these two guys, and they're doing these parties all over the world, and all of their visuals are like robots and things, and because they're implanting the idea of transhumanism into people, which is where they want to get to.
Are you talking about like these big
people with the neural links and everything else?
You're talking about like with the big visuals, the big crazy.
I know exactly when people are on all these drugs, the NPCs are just people that aren't spiritually
connected,
strengthened. That when they're in the drug, when they're in that process of the drugs, when they're in their high, their mind is lost.
Oh yeah,
their mind is not there, and so anything that they're listening to or they're seeing is being directly going right into their subconscious. And so I wish we can show. I wish I can show like videos. Like
no, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Actually, let me just show.
But
and
like,
so and you see the agendas go because the visuals are like, no, now it's all transhumanism and transhumanism.
Well, they're not going to be able to see it. These people,
they're not, but y'all will. 1 second. It's crazy, man, and it's people never look at it, and people don't understand because they're so lost in their own sauce, in their own world, in their own mind, that they're just being implanted with everything, whatever they need to be. It's.
Oh yeah, I understand.
Look at this. Look, watch. Look.
Let's see this shit. What is that?
And what is that message? Actually?
Transhumanism.
What?
Transhumanism.
Can you explain that to me?
Sure.
Can you explain that to the people?
We will.
Oh yeah, I've seen this video before.
To me,
yeah, I have.
Wait, also no. I'll show you one. I'll show you the one that I mean more.
It makes me feel more like everything is connected.
Look.
Everything is connected.
No, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to connect. They're trying to pick basically.
Yeah.
What is that telling me?
What is that telling you?
You may not necessarily right now. Oh well, hold on. There's one.
Well, that's okay,
that's
bro.
Super intense.
That's all right, bro.
But that's exactly what they're.
Because the people ain't gonna be able to see it. That's okay.
But people know what. Some people know what Afterlife is. So people know what. Look.
Well, they know. They can look it up.
I saw that. That's super cool, though.
Yeah, it's
super
great.
Crazy.
It's awesome. It's cool. But there's subliminal messages in the visuals, in the sounds, in the frequencies.
I believe that.
And all that.
Well, that's like
I guess
honestly,
I'm the only one drinking, I guess.
I had some. Yeah.
But honestly, like I don't like parties. I hate parties really because I don't like. You can't really unless it's to network. That's the only reason that I like to go to parties, and because I like taking pictures. So I like to take party pictures in particular. So like
likes
people
to take party pictures, but doesn't like parties.
No, I hate
Interesting.
parties.
I like that.
Yeah, I actually don't like parties because, I mean, I don't understand the experience of people coming together in a room and like dancing. I personally don't understand like why people do that.
Okay, I mean,
because like I understand like the connection there. You're having a connection and you're kind of like getting away from everyday responsibilities, if you would, but I'm locked the fuck in.
So, you are definitely locked in.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't really give a fuck about like going to a party and not getting anything accomplished at all. I hate the concept of doing something and not getting anything accomplished. That's like whenever you see me at the bar,
and not drinking,
and I'm just there, I'll leave.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I'm thinking like, oh, okay, I got this and this I got to do. I can't just be sitting here.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Of course.
And I think the same thing with parties and shit. If I'm at a party and I'm not getting anything accomplished, that's why if I go to a party, I'm either going to be networking or I'm going to be taking pictures.
Right.
If I'm not doing either one of them, then I'm not going to be there.
I think that also has to deal with like your personality type.
Yeah, that's me. That's me
Like,
personally.
Yeah, because I'm the complete opposite. Like I was telling her before, I was like, or I don't know if I told you. I think we were discussing it, but like I need to party. Like I go. Let's say I go a month without not going out or not going anywhere, or being stuck at Brushy Mountain Brews, and I need a release. But to me, it's not about going and doing drugs. To me, it's about being in the environment, being amongst others, and because a lot of the times, like when I used to live in Miami and I would go to Space, for example, I would just go alone. I would just go alone and I'd vibe, and that was like my own time with God.
See, you like the environment. I like to capture the environment.
Right. No, of course.
I get what you're saying.
But it's like I feed off of the energy in the room.
Yeah,
Like
it's
that
an energy exchange.
Right. Absolutely. And
Oh no, I definitely understand that. But I definitely understand that. I think that we get energy two different ways. See, I'm more of an extroverted introvert, if you would. So I'm more introverted at heart. So I'm gonna stay inside most of the time, and I'm not gonna be social. But I can flourish in social areas.
But I mean,
I can.
Do you think it's also maybe that you're not surrounded by the right people, and that maybe
absolutely not.
No. I'm talking about when you're at these parties, like you're not surrounded by people that you.
No.
Like let's say if we were all to go out, like all the big group, everyone that goes, all the homies that come to the bar.
Yeah.
Like if we were to all go out together, I think it would be an amazing time, and we'd all have a great time partying and chilling.
Yes, if I'm locked in. Yes and no. What are you gonna say?
Well, it's back to like if you're not accomplishing something. So there's something there that it's like, I don't know if it's too much to say like tied to your self-worth of like I need to be doing something.
Yes.
Versus like just being able to be.
No, I see. The thing is that I'm very comfortable. There's a difference between contempt and complacency. So I'm very content with where I am at all times. So if I'm just right here, just chilling, I'm cool with that. If I'm right here, just chilling for a long period of time, I'm cool with that. And then the thing is that people are not okay with, like, within that time, I prefer to get something accomplished. But if I'm not doing, that's what I'm talking about.
No. It's just
I just need to text somebody.
I'm looking through a message,
and he gets called up. Nah, but yeah, I like to get things accomplished because I believe that we only have a certain amount of time on the earth, and so I want to get a whole bunch of things accomplished before I leave Earth. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? I want to leave behind. I like this tattoo right here says "Live Forever." So I would like to live forever through the work that I do. And if I'm out partying or whatever, I believe that it's aligned with my goals, right? So some people don't have the same goals as I do. So if I'm doing something, it's always with intention. So if I'm going out and partying, that is an opportunity for me to network and for me to add on to my art collection, if you would, with photograph. And so that's how I view it. But what was you trying to say?
No, I'm listening. Just like I see that it's that's how you've kind of figured out how you get the most fulfillment, and you're just trying to stay on that path. And other things you feel like kind of take you away from like what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I prioritize my time.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful, and that's something I commend from you greatly. Is being so young and being at that point, because
Lock the fuck in.
Yeah, you locked the fuck in, because I have, I've been locked in and locked out. It's weird because I was very at some point when I was younger, I was super locked in, too locked in. Then I got a little crazy, and then I locked the fuck in again, and then got a little crazy, and now we locked in.
Yeah, and it also has to do with like perception too, like I was saying, because some people want to go to the parties for the experience and have a good time, and I do understand that. But for me, my personal perception is that I don't want to do anything unless I'm getting something accomplished, unless there's like a meaning, like. And I think that that also ties in with my values and views on love. You see, because I don't want to be loved unconditionally. I don't believe in unconditional love. I believe that if you are loved or loving somebody, there's always a condition behind why you love that person, or unless it's a child, or like a parent and a child love, or a unconditional love from your dog. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
I feel like you're a little guarded.
Explain.
I think because I believe so much in unconditional love. Like, that's the only way that I want to love in this life. So
Unconditionally?
Yeah. Like,
Explain.
and I can still have boundaries and have those boundaries, but still have love.
So I think that there's like a biological perspective too of love, if you would. See, love, I think people get it misconstrued, is because love is an action, right? It's a verb. So therefore you are loving somebody, and then people get it messed up with like lust too, especially whenever it comes to relationships, like intimate relationships. So I think people can get it misconstrued. They mix up lust with love, so then they're not fulfilled once the infatuation period falls off.
I think that's something different. I don't know.
No, that is something different than what we're talking about. Yeah, but I'm just connecting the two. Like biologically, whenever I'm thinking of unconditional love, that I kind of got off on a little tangent there. But like whenever we're talking about unconditional love, I'm speaking of it like biologically as well, because look through the human history, females and males, whenever we're talking about intimate relationships as well, they rely on each other for certain aspects. That's why we have gender roles, because it's not a societal thing, because it can be, but it more or less derives from a biological perspective.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
I do, yeah.
Any pushback?
I think, I don't know, maybe it's just the way that I view love. Like, I think God is love. So.
No, I completely agree. I do completely agree, and I believe that everybody should have love, give and receive love constantly all the time. But whenever we're talking about love in a relationship aspect, I understand what you're talking about, and I think that I should love everybody equally. Even my enemies, you should kill them with love, right? You see what I'm saying? So I think that everybody should still receive and give love constantly all the time. And you're right, God is love, love is God. But whenever it comes to relationship wise, I believe that the love there should be it shouldn't be unconditional. It should be with conditions all the time, and it always is, whether it's conscious or not. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you're gonna get,
I don't know.
Quiet over there.
I am very quiet. I'm trying to.
Do you know what I'm saying though?
I think you're talking about having boundaries.
Explain.
I think you can love without condition, but what you're saying is like, you could say I want this person to do these things because that's what's in a relationship. If we're talking about a relationship, it's like, this is how I feel most loved. This is like how I want to receive love in this relationship. And if this person can't do it, it's not that I don't love them anymore, but maybe I want something different for myself to, so it's like, it's not that. So the love isn't conditional, but there's a choice of like how you want to receive love. And how what kind of partner you want to be with.
Yeah, and so that is surrounded by conditions because you have boundaries, right? So whenever you're dating, right, you set boundaries in the beginning so that there's expectations you have to uphold in the beginning. And so if they don't meet those expectations within the dating period, then it's going to be cut off. So, you have conditions in which you want to love somebody to begin with because you're basing their value off of what they can provide for you. And that's why you date, so that you can see, because that's why you have values and goals to begin with before you start a relationship. That's why it's best, because the ones that usually don't work out in the end. Or sometimes with people that are younger, they should, for a successful relationship, they should have values and align their values together, or sometimes they grow together and make their values as they grow together. So then as they grow together, they have values beforehand that they are instilled whenever they're a child, but as they grow up into this relationship, and then they are going together as one, because that's what a marriage is. You are becoming one. So then their values grow together as they grow. But if you start off in the relationship, but before you even start the relationship, an exclusive relationship, then if you have values and the other person that you are dating don't have the same values as you, then there's going to be a problem there. And you need to both be providing something to each other in order for it to be a successful relationship. Because if you're providing something and the other person isn't providing anything, then you're going to be like, what the fuck? Why is this person not providing anything? And then it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, unless you have an understanding as to like why they are in that phase of their life and like why they can't do this one thing. But and that's why like marriages, like people who have been together for a really long time, they've gone through challenges and they've, but they could still love that person, and sometimes they're farther apart, sometimes they're closer together. I don't know. I think that I hear what you're saying, but I also think that it's still loving without condition. It's different from choosing to be in someone's life. You can still love them and not be with them. You could still love them. Doesn't mean, so you can love without condition. That doesn't mean you're going to stay by their side, like as in like live with them, or, you can still love from afar,
I think that we're thinking about love two different ways.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm speaking from more of like an intimate relationship kind of, and also just in general, because even friendships, that's a type of relationship. Even friendships, you're going to be friends with people that are also providing you value as well. And I think that you're thinking just materialistic value, because value is not just materialistic. And I don't think that you can love somebody if there is no conditions there. So if they're not providing you anything at all, whether it be emotional support, whether it be them being there whenever you need them, or, them helping you out whenever you need help, because that's what friends are for. If your friend is never there for you whenever you need them, how can you call that person your friend? And even in a relationship, and you can't, how can you have a relationship if you don't love that person? And then how can you love that person and not have a relationship?
I'm sure you don't think that there's people. You can love someone and not be with them, of course. Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying, but with having a relationship, see,
you can love somebody. That's where we're kind of not getting along here because we're thinking of love in two different ways.
So what love?
Because I'm talking about love as in the action of love. And whenever you're saying love, yes, you can love everybody. Yes, but you can love everybody, but whenever it comes to relationship, it's like a different type of
You're
love.
talking about like acts of service.
Acts of service, but not just acts of service. There's more than that. Apparently you know the love languages. That's why you said that. So that also goes along with the love languages. Exactly. That is actually more to prove my point, because why would there be love languages if there's not conditions behind love?
There's ways we all receive love and give love.
Absolutely.
And
those are your conditions for love. So if love is unconditional, then you don't need those love languages. Then you're just going to love everybody equally. Right? Do you believe in the love languages?
I do believe in the love languages.
Then you believe that there's conditions behind love.
No, I believe that there's tools and helpful information out there that can help relationships, like that to me is more of like a tool of like, and the person can either choose to, like, that's when you date someone, like, and you learn about them and that person's willing to share about themselves. That's like if you someone who wants to be in that relationship wants to know all about that person, like that's information to help you love them better, and so that's just like a helpful tool, but it's not. What is that?
Is that my computer?
I think so.
Yeah, go.
We might have to change the subject.
Why? It's getting too intense, I guess, right? Yeah, I don't know too much about love, so I don't know.
What's that about, Chris?
Well, I mean, I guess I'd say more of like relationship love rather than like just loving your friends and loving your family and loving the people around you.
What do you mean? Why don't you see? That's what I'm saying. See, he's making the distinction of different types of love, because you love I say yes, you should love everybody, but you love everybody differently.
Absolutely.
And you give different people different types of love. So you and me here, we don't know each other. I would consider you an acquaintance, right? Mm-hmm. But Chris, I would consider him my friend. And then so then we're gonna have a different relationship than you and me, and I'm gonna love him more than I love you.
Yeah.
But Sierra, on the other hand, I'm going to love Sierra more than I love him and more than I love you, because we are in an intimate relationship. And it may not even be more, it just may be even different.
It's just different, of course.
Because maybe I love everybody the same equally, maybe. And I'm just giving you two different theories, because, this is more or less a social science than it is a, physical science. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying that maybe I love everybody the same, but there's different types of love there. Intimate relationship, a friendship, and then acquaintance.
Okay, so I think what I should say is that
it's a different type of love.
When it comes to loving someone, if you choose like to love someone, like you got to know your girlfriend and you're like getting to know her and you're like, okay, you say I love her. That love should be unconditional. So you two can break up, but like once you give your love, I don't think you get it back. It's like,
okay, so then back to what I was saying.
Wait. You don't get it back, or you get it back?
You don't. I mean, I don't think you should take it back. It's you guys can realize that you're on different paths, but you're always going to love her. You're always going to wish her well. It's going to look different. But the love,
but it's a different type of love.
Once you give that love away, like you don't. I feel like it's not just like, oh, I don't love you anymore. Like that feels like kind of fucked up.
I don't love her.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Whenever I'm talking about relationships, though, and okay, so I can give you love unconditionally in the sense of you wish everybody the best, and you don't want to see anybody. Maybe you want to see everybody eat, but you don't want to see everybody eat at your table. Like that. I understand that. Like I don't.
I mean, some motherfuckers don't
We all
deserve to
just
eat.
also like,
Yeah, not everybody.
we also don't have the capacity for, we can love everyone, but we can't have a million
But
wives
whenever you're
and
talking
give them
about
all that kind of attention.
you can't have what?
like a million wives and like
Why not?
I mean, listen.
you don't have that much time.
No, yeah,
Hey,
for sure.
Or
I'll make the
energy.
time. I'll make the time.
Okay, so I get what you're saying. Like, show. I think you can show everybody love, but I don't think that you can love everybody unconditionally on a relationship scale.
Can I give an example? Like
Sure.
the first girl I ever dated, we dated from when I was 18 to 22, 21. Obviously, at the time, I thought that was the love of my life. I was like, yeah, it was, she was amazing. It was, whatever. And to this day, we're still friends. We're cool. Like, she's actually, I haven't spoken to her in a while, but, she's a homie. She's like, now I feel like she's a sister to me. Now it's not even like, oh, I feel nothing sexually for her. And now she's like a sister. And that love changed. Like, because for me, it's like, I'll always love the person that I loved at that time. Right? Like, that love's not going to go away because that love was always, that love was there at some point. Now that love changed because it's like, oh, I don't, like,
and at the same
I
time
don't
as
want to
well,
fuck you no more.
at the same time as well,
That's
though,
okay.
like if you're in a relationship, and I like to bring it back to relationships too, because that is where you can grow as well. So if you're in a relationship with somebody and then you both love each other unconditionally, then there's no room for growth there, because I love you exactly the way that you are, and then you love me exactly with the way that I am. So why wouldn't I push you to grow more, or why wouldn't you push me to grow more if you love me the exact way that I am right now? You see what I'm saying? That's why I tie conditional love to relationships in general. And of course there is an aspect. I see what you're I don't think that we're going to agree here, but I see what you're saying too. There is unconditional love. And women, children, and dogs are the ones that always receive unconditional love. So maybe you don't understand it the way that I understand it.
Yeah, I definitely agree because men are loved for what they can provide. That's what I think.
Exactly.
And I've seen it.
I'm sorry you guys feel that way.
I mean,
no, it's actually
just,
very true.
It's the truth.
No, it is the truth. Because why is it on why? Here we go. We're gonna go down this rabbit hole. Why is it on Instagram that you see all these girls posting pictures of more or less themselves, promoting themselves, and then on guys on Instagram are more or less posting pictures of
what they can provide,
or a type of lifestyle or what they like, whereas women are showing pictures of themselves. It's because on Instagram or social media, you're more or less promoting your assets, the things that you have, and what you can provide.
Yep. I completely agree.
And this is where we can go down a good little rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, then we most definitely will disagree on things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, I mean, I'll just from experience, it's like there is, from what I've seen, it's like there's a switch in women's heads sometimes that if they, or at least the women that I dated in the past, I don't know. It's because like my last relationship was only really 2 months, but it was like the most intense relationship I've ever had, and she left because I wasn't providing the value that she wanted. Like, well, this is dating in Miami, so it's different, but but in general, but yeah, but like, and so I saw that firsthand there, where I'm like, oh, like all's good, and then all of a sudden it's not, and it's like, and it's not anything that. It's not anything that you do. It's really what the other person internally is dealing with, and you know, and what I've seen with women is that, yeah, after a certain point of whatever it is, they just disappear. Like they're
well, yeah, the dating scene in Miami is a lot different too.
yeah, it's different because I'm competing with, you know, people with you know, mansions and yachts
and shit,
private jets and stuff. So
yeah,
it's
I mean
hard.
that's really, I mean, it's competition too.
Yeah.
So what
and it's like I can't provide a you know,
and this
$4,000 a day charter.
This is where we're getting into loving with conditions.
This is where we get into God is protecting you.
Oh no, absolutely. No, I'm not saying not.
You don't want a woman like that anyway.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like
no,
you
absolutely.
said, that's on them. And like there are
and the values. That's why you date with values to begin with both of your values aligned. Because if both of your values are not aligned, then the relationship is not going to be successful.
It's possible, yeah.
What do you mean? It's possible to date long term with both of your values not aligned?
No, I think it is important for values to be aligned. But I feel like, I think that if they're, I mean, not 100% aligned, but you can see their perspective and support them and, you know. That's why,
that's why, like, there's a big divorce rate. Because people are dating and getting married because they disregard in the beginning, they're not good with the vetting process in the beginning. So then they get married after a long time, and then they disregard the other person's values because their values are not aligned with theirs. So then later on, they start to realize the past. Sometimes this is sometimes this isn't all the time for divorces because it's complex.
I think
because humans are complex, so there's a bunch of different factors that is involved whenever it comes to relationships.
Well, I think divorce is also, I think first of all, I think the reason why there's so much divorce is because people get married. Oh, I heard a snap there. But people get married, like especially here in places like North Carolina.
Yeah.
What I've observed is like people get married before they even know themselves, and so it's like you're living this. Go ahead.
Well, that goes along with what I was just saying, is that they don't know themselves,
right.
And they also may not love themselves because you can only provide as much love as you have for yourself.
Right.
So then they don't even know their values to begin with,
right.
And they don't understand what their moral compass is. So then they get in a relationship thinking that they're in love with this person. Whenever I said that it's just an infatuation because they're infatuated with that person. So then whenever the infatuation period, goes away after 6 months, it's not just sexual attraction because that's what brings you together to begin with. But then after a while, the sexual attraction is not as strong as it was because that's infatuation. That is a strong sexual attraction in the beginning of a relationship. And then that starts to fall apart. Not really fall apart because there's still a sexual attraction there like there was in the beginning, but it's not as strong as it was. So then you have a relationship based off of that person and what kind of person that is and how you are as a person. So if you don't love yourself, then you can't provide the type of love that they want to receive in return. And then vice versa. So if that person don't love themselves either, then it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, like going back to the relationship I was in for 5 years, that back then, like it was very interesting to me because there was never one time in those 5 years that I didn't look at her and be like, I fucking love you, bitch. Like, there wasn't a moment where I was like, oh, nah. Like, there was never something of like, I don't like the way her left toe curls this way or some dumb little things. Like, there was never that. And so that's why for me, like, that's why I never really dated much in my life because I didn't want to have 2-month relationships, but so I was always very selective of who I dealt with. Well, not necessarily last time, but whatever. And so I would always get into a position where I'd just be like, yo, like this is the person I want to be with, and like that's it. Like I don't care for anything else. I don't look at anyone else, and that's why you can't just settle with anyone. You can't just be like, oh, this person is kind of cute and they're whatever, but like, because that's just gonna fill. You're just at that point. You're just feeling your own void of.
Well, also
whatever
in
you're
Miami,
dealing with.
there's just a whole bunch of degeneracy.
Oh no, well, I'm not talking about Miami this
100%.
time. I'm just in general. Like, you know, I don't know. I love differently because I don't. It takes time for me to like.
Yeah.
Like, oh, cool.
And this goes back to what we was just talking about just a little bit ago. This is whenever we're talking about men and women as objects, right? So women are beauty objects and men are success objects.
Yep.
So then they each have to compete with the same sex. So the women have to compete with other women on a beauty basis, and then men have to compete with men on a success basis. So then whenever you're looking at the person that you're with, or if you're in a relationship, you both, whether you're doing it consciously or not, you're both looking at each other on a daily basis like, is this the best that I can do? Whether you're doing it consciously or not, it's built into us biologically because of natural selection, right? So you're looking at the person that you believe is the best that you can do at the time, and with what you believe is the most amount of leverage that you have at the time in order to be in that relationship. Push back.
Yeah. I'm kind of with Chris on what he said, and like, I think that when I've been in a lot of long-term relationships, and it's
a lot.
Okay, a few.
Okay.
My first relationship was like 9 years.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
That's good. That's good.
And then the next was 3. I want to say, and then my last one was 5 years. So I've been, in a few long-term relationships.
Okay.
And
What do you consider long-term, though? Over 2 years?
I think over a year.
Over a year is
That's
long-term?
in my eyes, over a year.
I mean, to me, it's like
Because a year's a lot.
3 to 5.
3. See, because my parents are in a long-term relationship, and they have been married for going on 30 years now.
30 years?
30 years they have been married. Yep.
Yeah.
When did they get married?
They got married 7 years before I was born. So I was born in 2000, so they got married in 1994.
Yo, that's so crazy that you're
1993.
fucking 2000.
Ain't that
That's
crazy?
so wild. Like, just thinking, like, that's wild. Damn, man, I'm getting old.
That's crazy.
Wow.
But that's what I consider a long-term relationship.
Okay, well,
30 plus, 30
I
plus.
would have had to start dating at age 6. So.
Well, no. So I mean,
Well-
I think a year.
Well-
I think you can. For me personally, I think a year is. No,
A
not
year is
really.
long term?
No. I mean, it's the beginning of long term
Uh-huh.
because like you said earlier, there's a 6-month process. It's like when you get to the 6 months, and then after the 6
Infatuation.
months, right?
Yeah.
And then
And a person can only mask their true selves for, some people can do it about a year if they're really good at deception. But no,
really
I'm
good
serious.
deception.
But like most of the time you can figure it, like after talking to people for so much, I can probably figure it out within like 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours, if that, once you start getting into in-depth conversation. But most of the time it's 6 months for just on average that people can mask their true selves. So then you start to realize who that person actually is and their character after 6 months.
Yeah.
That's why you date. And then a long-term relationship. So you said 9 years.
So I would say
First one.
that when you say like we don't have that much time, on this earth.
Yeah.
So when I think that like I've basically spent like close to 20 years with 3 people, like those were like, monumental. I don't know. Those were years where I'm like growing, I'm shaping, I'm like,
You might need to get your mic a little closer.
so
There you go.
I feel like I spent a lot of my life with a few people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think when I say long term, is just like a good chunk of the life that I've lived like so far on this earth.
Yeah. So
Spent. And like what Chris was saying about like never, like he got with someone and then like he never doubted it. And that was kind of the way that, that was the way that I was in my relationships too. Like, I didn't feel like, oh, can I do better? Like, I was really happy in the relationships, and like, I was willing to get through like the tough shit. And so I wasn't thinking like that.
You wasn't thinking like what?
Like, always thinking like, yeah, that the person I was with wasn't like super successful or had a lot of money, or like they had like, there was.
Well, as a woman, what I'm saying is a success object. You're looking at them as more successful than you most of the time. On average, women are looking at men whenever they're dating them. They're looking at them as, are they more successful on some sort of scale, whatever that may be? Are they more successful than you? That may not always be money, but that may be different types of aspects. That there's different characteristics that builds up a person, and then you look at what they can provide on a success level as a woman. Because on a socio-economical hierarchy, women most of the time, more often than not, are dating across or above on the socio-economical hierarchy, whereas men date across and below. So that's the way that I look at it. If they're on that hierarchy, you're dating more women. That's why I said that they're looking at more success objects.
Based on statistics, I'm sure there's a lot of truth to that. Me personally,
100%.
I go by connection. So.
Purely connection?
Yeah, and like and values, like,
And
are
values.
they a good person? And
what they can provide.
I think I can provide.
Maybe you can provide, physically, or like I'm talking
monetarily.
about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about money or physically. You know what I'm saying? Either way, you can both provide. But I think that the measurement of what is being provided is different in both roles. That's why I said success, beauty.
I don't know.
But what was you just saying though about like what was you pushing back on? I don't remember. I'm sorry.
I don't think I remember either.
Wow.
Because you was saying it like based on your past relationships. Like you was looking at it as connection. That's what it was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You were saying that you don't think that you was dating based off of what I was just saying?
Right.
So why didn't it work out?
Whew. I might need
another 4 hours on that one.
No, that's okay. Sum it up. Because I want to understand, like I said, if I'm wrong in any point in time, we can rewind it. I said, please let me know how I'm wrong. So now I said something, and then I am mirroring what I just said.
About loving with condition?
Off of an example of. Yeah.
So
I'm tying it to like you personally.
Okay. So I would say we'll talk about one example, and that person lied to me. I found out multiple times, kind of habitual liar, habitual cheater, and basically completely depleted me of all my energy and my trust. And I still, that's a hard one, because I want to say, like, I still love him. Like, I really, truly want him to do well. And, like, I wish that he learned, like, I wish he could understand that he didn't have to lie. Like, you're enough. Like, whatever the truth is, like, that's all you needed to say. And every time you lied, like, I feel bad for you, because now, like, I don't believe anything that comes out of your mouth. So, like, I still felt like sorry and like sad for his choices. And but like, I couldn't be a part of that anymore, because I needed to have a boundary. I needed to, like, I had to get away from that, because.
So is it the lying or the cheating?
Both.
So what if he cheated and then told you the truth about it? But just apologized. Would you still be with him?
It depends.
Damn. That's crazy.
No,
my perspective is different.
I'm not trying to say like that. Yes, I would. Like
Uh-huh.
I'm not condoning cheating at all.
No, but you probably would if he didn't lie to you because.
No, I'm not saying I probably would.
But
what?
Was he making more money than you?
He was not.
He wasn't?
No.
Okay. So
Damn.
then he couldn't get away with it.
No, he could not get away with it because I didn't trust him anymore and at all. So
and
the lying aspect too. Go ahead.
I just don't I don't understand. I just don't understand the concept of cheating though. Like to me, it makes no sense. It's like, well, why? Like,
well, see, whenever it comes to women and men, cheating is two completely different things.
Absolutely.
So whenever women cheat, it's a betrayal in the relationship. Whenever men cheat, they're just exercising options.
Yeah.
And that's whenever we're talking about leverage in the relationship as well. Because a man can go out and cheat and then completely still have love for the woman that he loves back at home. Yeah,
that's honestly so true.
And then if a man
it's crazy, but it's even I don't cheat, but I'm saying like the way I feel about having sex is different
than what a woman
feels.
Exactly. No, it's really actually true. See, a guy can go out and cheat. That's why cheating is two completely different things whenever it comes to men and women. For a woman to cheat, she has to be completely out of love with the man that she has at home.
Right.
So it is essentially a betrayal of the relationship that she has and the intimate relationship that she has with the man. See, whenever a man goes and cheats, then it's not a betrayal because he may completely still love the girl that he has at home with all of his heart. He's just trying to bust a nut with some new pussy.
Oh my God, that's so gross.
I mean,
no, it's actually true though.
I know, I'm not saying that, but
I mean,
that's why I asked that question, and you said if he was making more money than you, and he has that leverage there, then he went out and cheated, and then he told you the truth about everything. You found out, and then he told you the truth about everything. He apologized, didn't mean to hurt your feelings or anything. Then you would still be with him.
I'm not saying that I would still be with him.
But
absolutely
it's
not.
still why is it? I absolutely would not still be with him.
So in that case, no, I wouldn't. But I'm saying, I'm just saying, like, I believe that I'm not saying that I condone it by any means. What I'm trying to say is that I think like when things go wrong in a relationship, it often can be about two people. And so I'm more talking about,
for sure.
I feel like when I think about that, I'm like, oh, these people have been together for like 20, 30 years and like, I don't, or something. It could be like something totally unrelated to me, but it's like something they're going through, and like if they fully own it and like they get down to the reason why like they did it in the first place, and it could be like cheated.
Oh, okay.
So say it's like some deep insecurity or something they saw their father do, like it's this behavior that they learned, and like they want to do everything to like figure out why. If they're just like, oh yeah, I just wanted to bust a nut, fuck off, like. If it's more like they're ready to get like down to the root, like the deep root cause of why they did what they did and like own it and want to be a better man, then that's where I'm talking about. Like I can like maybe in a situation like be okay, like
so that's whenever we get
through their growth.
That's how we get into it. It's not about what you say; it's about how you say it.
It's about like your willingness.
Okay,
to
so
grow.
then that's why I was saying too, like the success.
Sorry, I'm getting heated.
No, that's perfectly fine. That's how I say like how the success and beauty is connected there, because women are more emotionally driven and men are more logically driven. Mm-hmm. So whenever you are talking to a woman, you need to essentially exercise their emotions more in the conversation if you're wanting to sway their emotions in some sort of way. But see, with men, you're gonna want it. You're gonna
sway your emotions. I don't know. That seems like manipulative.
It is.
I mean,
because men manipulate just as much as women, and women manipulate just as much as men.
I think nowadays women are manipulating
and
more. Like the younger generations
exactly. Listen to this.
Crazy.
Listen to
Like,
this.
these younger generations are wild.
Women actually are more. They are more in tune. Like I said, they're more in tune with their emotions more, and they know they are more emotionally intelligent because their brains develop faster emotionally. So that's why women are always going after older men for the most part, because they are more emotionally in tune with them. And usually sometimes it doesn't matter after they get to after 24, because women are still more emotionally advanced than men, but men have the ability after their brain is fully developed to learn more emotionally than women. Or not more, I would say the same. More or the same depends on just how much either one of them learns. But women have more experience being emotionally tuned in their life because they are, so that what I'm trying to say is that women are more susceptible to being manipulated because they can be swayed off of their emotions. But they are more able to manipulate on an emotional level because they know how to. That's what I'm trying to say.
Maybe there's truth to that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Who knows?
I'm sure there's definitely truth to that, but I'm not. But I don't know that.
She doesn't
it's just like
subscribe to it.
White and black, and like that's a woman, that's a man. Like it's like, again, I feel like women are kind of getting put in a box, and like men are getting put in a box.
Oh, absolutely. See, whenever I'm talking about this stuff, because like I said just a little bit ago, I said that humans are complex creatures in general, so you're not always going to have the same exact. You can't just put everybody in a box, but at the same time you can, because the majority of men act a certain type of way and the majority of women act a certain type of way, and all humans act a certain type of way because we are all the same biologically. So we have the same material to work with, so we can understand humans better if we understand everybody in general. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So if I know something for a fact about humans biologically in general, most of the time it's going to apply to you. But like I said, there are certain complexities of human nature that can be understood, but it differs from person to person because we all have different lives. So, and we've all lived a different life. But most of the time, women are going to think emotionally, men are going to think logically. That is based off of, nature-nurture thing. So 80% of what kind of person you are is based off of how you are nurtured and your environment. Mm-hmm. And then 20% is based off of biology and DNA in your genes. I'm not biology, but yes, biology. But
yeah,
most of the time people act the way that they do because it's on a biological level. And once you start digging deeper, and not just because biology always outcompetes sociology every time.
Biology outcompetes
sociology every single time. Yes. Every single time. Because once you start digging deeper, the reasoning for the way things are is implanted and rooted biologically on a deeper level than on societal levels.
Generationally.
Exactly. That's why there's still gender roles to this day, but people don't want to admit it because of sociology, but there still is. So they're going against it, and then that's why a lot of the world's fucked up the way that it is, because they're going against the biological gender roles.
Oh, I mean that's for sure. Yeah,
that's why I say true. Biology always outcompetes sociology, because you can tell me that women and men don't have gender roles because societally.
But see, but we're in a different time though.
It doesn't matter.
No, we are, because what they're doing.
We're always in a different time.
The whole point of what they're doing with all of these chemicals and all these things that are in our food or anything is to disrupt that. Is to disrupt those roles. It's to create non-binary humans. Like, that's their whole goal. Like, that's because
and everybody to be the same.
It all has to do with depopulation. That's what they wanted to do. And so this is why, and the God that the people who are in power, who they're trying to bring that representation of that God in human form. And this is why they're fucking up the gender roles. This is why they're pumping everyone with all these chemicals and all these things to fuck all of to take that imbalance of the yin and the yang of the feminine and masculine, and just scrambling it up.
Yeah.
And because of that, because you're absolutely right on that sense, there were those roles.
There still is.
They still are, but they're trying to fuck with those roles.
Exactly.
Because that's just going to turn society into a bunch of, so
they can believe whatever they tell them to believe.
Right. And then a bunch of non-binary
alphabet people.
Right. Just like people. No, not just that though. Like, it just,
no, I don't know what you're saying.
Because a lot of these chemicals and things they're doing to people, like,
it's more hormonal. Like,
they're reducing, like, for men, they're reducing their penis size. They're making their penises smaller and this and that. Now all of a sudden, why is there so many micro penises? You know what I mean? Like, it's not because of just naturally. It's like they've been.
And why are men more feminine and women more masculine?
Right. Why is that all happening? Why is that all occurring now?
Yeah.
Because it's been programmed in people for the past 20, 30 years.
This book talks about
all the chemicals and everything.
Or people have suppressed.
What do you mean?
Suppressed what?
Like, people who did feel that more feminine, they just put on their brave face and their work boots and they played their role. You know? It's like it could have been a thing all along.
Because
and, like,
if they don't,
suppressed.
Because if they don't, then they're not going to reproduce.
There's plenty of people to reproduce.
What do you mean?
I feel like
that's why I'm saying that's why I was saying it goes back to biological. It's a natural selection of things. So you, as a woman, if you are in your feminine, you're going to look for a more masculine man, right? Regardless if he has masculine features.
Not necessarily.
And if he does have a little bit of feminine
beards.
Yeah, but if he may have a feminine touch. Like, I personally have a feminine touch. So I like things that are more feminine in some aspects, but all around I'm more masculine, because if not,
do you think the food that you're eating has made you like this purple couch?
The food that I'm eating?
Absolutely. 100%. 1,000%. Why do you think rich people only eat organic food?
I don't think that's why.
Why not? So what is it? Then why is it?
No, organic food is definitely way better.
Because things are overly processed and you're getting disease in the body.
Right. Because of the chemicals that they're putting into the food.
Yeah.
To cause all of these disruptions.
And organic food is more expensive.
So, that's my point. It's like, a lot of the times with all of these type of things, is you look at the people at the top who are rich and have the access to everything. Why is it that they eat organic food?
But I don't,
like, why or is that the only thing that they eat? Why, especially the ones that actually know what's going on in the world, are even more intense on it.
See, I don't think.
But I don't know anything about that, and I choose to eat that way.
Great.
You're gonna fucking die.
Why are they,
yeah, you are gonna die.
All of these therapies,
I'm gonna die too.
all these, so I have a project I've been working on and about healing and everything else, and there's chambers and devices that you get into, and you an hour or 2 hours into that device, and you're completely healed and everything. Mm-hmm. You're never gonna hear that. You're never gonna hear it, but I know that I've done research and spoken to the people that are creating these things, and it's a lot of money.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, like the
yeah, there's
what the fuck are they called?
I'm not talking about the
It's water.
What's it called?
It's like water.
No,
you
no,
get
no.
into like the silence chambers or whatever. It's completely silent.
I'm not talking about the, what do you call it, man? I can't believe I'm.
This is like something super high tech that most people don't know about, right? That
Yeah.
you're trying to say. It's like only for the rich.
It's only for the super rich. And it has a combination. It's a combination of oxygen, red light therapy, and one more therapy. I don't recall what it was, but it's all combined in one like thing, in one system. And it, whatever it is that you have, it completely, whatever it
Heals
is,
you.
it completely heals you. And it's something that no one has these, like no one has easy access to these things, right? It's just the people that know of it, or people that know of it, or people that are.
That's like cures for cancer,
like
too.
for example,
There is cures for cancer.
This is actually
and AIDS.
This is actually very true. Like, so look, so I actually have a perfect example. So there's this DJ who's very, very famous called Michael Beebe. Michael Beebe.
I thought you were gonna talk about Dixon.
No, not Dixon.
Damn it.
Michael Beebe had all of a sudden had cancer, right? He had it, and it was a very my friend was actually, he saw his report because he was in Miami, and he was at Miami. My friend is a what do you call him? What do you call the people that study, the scientists?
A
Whatever it is.
scientist.
He's like he studies.
He's like Bill Nye.
Cancer stuff, like cancer, whatever, research things. And so he sat with him and saw everything that he had and all this blah. And he was like, "Yo, dude, yeah, he's not gonna survive." Like, he was like, "Yeah, no, like he's got like a 20% chance."
What? Because he doesn't have enough money.
No. Wait.
Yeah.
And then, literally, now 6 months, completely gone. Now he's free. He got nothing. Blah blah blah, and he's free to go, and he's in remission, and this and that, and
Yeah.
out of a, I don't recall what cancer it was that he had, but out of that cancer, that 99% of people die. All of a sudden, this guy is the one that doesn't.
He's the 1%.
He's the one, like, he's the one that just all of a sudden in 2-3 months, 4 months, he's
Shout out.
You know, he literally all of last, like, so he
Shout
got
out BB.
diagnosed. He got diagnosed
And
with
Dixon.
like, he got diagnosed in sometime in like, this was right before the end of the summer. No, because he did that final set. So that was like the beginning of summer of last year. And now, if you look at him now, he just put a post not too long ago. He's like, he's free, he's out, he's good, he's in this and that. And I'm like,
Shout out.
oh, okay.
So it's cool.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
He
But-
started eating unprocessed foods
Yeah, well.
and drinking less coffee.
Yeah.
Oh no! What just happened?
I
Well,
don't know.
it's over.
The
Is it?
camera cut off.
Did it die?
No, I don't know. I thought that I had it plugged in.
Did you not have it plugged in?
No, well, I mean we're still rolling. We just don't have the camera on.
Wow. You see? They got
See?
ta-
They got
They
us.
tapped in.
They got us.
They tapped in.
They locked
tapped
the fuck in.
That's exactly it. You see that? Look at that.
Yeah.
We were
They
talking about some
locked
crazy shit,
in.
but then all of a sudden, boom. Come on.
Oh yeah, it's
We
dead.
better like lock the doors.
We better lock the fuck in.
So it died?
Yeah, I hope that we didn't lose that whole fucking footage though.
Bro, that would kind of be whack.
We might as well wrap it up right here.
Yeah,
though.
we're done.
Okay, we're
All
done.
right, guys. It was a
Guys.
pleasure.
All right.
Woo.
Point to the camera,
There's
they can't even
camera to point
see
to.
us.
Just be like, yeah.
Fuck it.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming by. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good guest.
Thank you to Brushing Mountain Brews.
Thank you to Brushy Mountain Brews.
Shout out to Mushroom Mountain Brews.
Thank you to Brushy Mountain Brews.
Shout out.
Shout
All right.
out.
Shout the
Bye-bye.
fuck out. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.